Alright, so we're headed out to do some turkey hunting. Going to like south central Ohio. We've been hunting this property for a couple of years. We're actually going to some private property. So we're gonna see what happens. We were out here yesterday, had a couple strutting out in the field, so we're gonna try to cut them off, see if we can't do that. Weather's pretty crappy. It's 40 degrees, rainy, supposed to snow a little, but I think if I can get back to where I want, they're gonna come out there regardless of the weather. So it's 3:20 in the morning. Should be there about 4:50ish, and hopefully get on something. Alright, I'll see you guys when we get there. So early on, we had a hen come through the field. Real rainy, cold morning, 43 degrees. Light drizzle. Supposed to snow some, but we avoided that a little bit. So about 7 o'clock or so, I had a hen come out in the field alone. I was expecting the gobblers to be following her, but just didn't happen. Couldn't get a good camera angle on the hen either. Camera went into autofocus mode, and I was just recording leaves, so you'll kind of see that a little bit in the video. She came across the field, came on the corner I was on, and headed the opposite way, cut across. I held tight, knowing that those toms were going to come on that field eventually. It's kind of their strut zone. We're sitting up on a little hill. The field probably 200 yards across, and the day before they were up on the hill strutting, so I figured they'd be coming out somewhere over in there and we could get on them. So after about an hour of no action, 8 o'clock rolled around, and I caught a glimpse of a turkey coming out of the field across on the opposite side. I gave a few loud yelps, probably about 15 minutes before that. Used the Lynch's 102F box call. Real good call. So you'll hear that. I gave out some loud yelps, heard a gobble, It wasn't really a loud, excited gobble though, just kind of quiet, let me know he was there. I watched two more come out in the field way across, and I couldn't really get them on camera coming across the field because of the way the hill is. It kind of goes down and then up a little bit, so you can't see over that hill. I actually stood up after I heard that gobble behind a tree and could see them coming. So after I knew that I had the attention of those toms and I had that gobble, I didn't want to talk too much. I just kind of wanted to get their attention. So I used the Fox Pro Osage call. It's a crystal call, real quiet. So I purred 5 or 6 times, just real light. And they kind of fed across the field for another 20 minutes or so. And I gave out a couple yelps on the slate call. And as soon as that happened, they were probably 100 yards away at that point. I threw a gobble out right before that, and that got their attention some, but it didn't really get them excited. But when I purred a couple times on that Fox Pro call, their heads shot up. They came flying across the field, running as fast as they can. Ran right into the decoys and just when they were going to strut. I wanted to wait, but I actually last year had the same thing happen. I waited, let them strut a little bit on camera, and messed it up. They ended up getting spooked by another hunter. So on public land, unfortunately, I mean, you got to take your chances when you get them. And especially since I just gobbled a minute before, I didn't want to really wait and see what hunters popped out and saw my turkeys and took a shot. So able to get one. First shot was a little bit back, but he didn't make it very far. Went about 5 yards from there, and I took another shot. Was able to drop him. My whole reason for the setup I used, the Jake and the hen, is these birds it's early breeding season. There's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of Jakes, a lot of Toms, and I knew that I had to get them mad if I wanted them to come in. Good day, we're only 5 days into the season here in Ohio, second time out. Found that strut zone yesterday, and that was really key. But the weather sucked today. They weren't really gobbling. I had one of my friends actually down there, had one on the roost early. Ended up flying down the opposite way of where he thought it would. But he went out around 11 o'clock, got one to gobble again, and ended up tagging too. So, good day, public land, Ohio. They do a pretty good job managing these turkeys. I wish we had more, but I can't complain about the numbers we had. Last couple of years have been pretty good hatches, good winters, good springs. Well, guys, we were able to get it done. Nice public land, Tom. Nice beard on